Hello and welcome to another video. I hope that you are all very well. Today I'm going to be talking about making mistakes in the driving test. Now, before I get going, I want to emphasize that nobody is a perfect driver. This includes driving instructors and driving examiners. We all make mistakes. If you are a learner driver taking a driving test here in the UK, you're allowed to make 15 minor mistakes and still pass your driving test. 16 minor faults is a fail. However, if you made 15 or less and no serious mistakes, then you would pass your driving test. If anyone is taking an advanced driving test to become a driving instructor, even they are allowed to make mistakes. As a matter of fact, they're allowed to make 6 minor faults and still pass the driving test. Some mistakes are so small that they are not even marked down. Let me give you a little example. The DVSA advises that when we stop, we should apply the handbrake and then put the gear lever into neutral. However, on a driving test, if you were to put the gear lever into neutral first and then apply the handbrake, you would not be marked down. Not even a minor fault. So sometimes we driving instructors, we would teach a certain thing. And we would say to learner drivers, no, it's handbrake first and then neutral. We say to drivers, try not to cross your hands, push and pull. But again, if you did cross your hands in the driving test, provided you've got full control of the vehicle, again, you would not be marked down, not even a minor fault. The problem with many learner drivers is they go in for the driving test and they expect a perfect drive. As I said earlier, no one is a perfect driver. So if you're going for the test and you're expecting to drive perfectly, when you make a small mistake, you'll get upset. So the first most important thing is, if you do make a mistake in the test, do not get upset about it. Continue driving safely and to the best of your ability. Your job when you go for the driving test is to drive safely to the best of your ability. You cannot be the driver, be the judge, be the jury, and the executor all in one. As I said, when you go for your driving test, you have to drive to the best of your ability. The examiner's job is to assess your driving. A learner driver that I knew on a driving test was driving along and the examiner asked him to take the next road on the left. Due to a large vehicle parked on the left, this learner did not see the road. And he'd checked his mirrors, he'd signalled, and he was waiting for this road. When he saw the road, it was basically too late to turn. However, this learner driver, he braked and managed to turn into the road. Unfortunately, because he rushed it, he forgot to change into the second gear and took the turning in third gear, and the car started to shudder and jump, shake whilst he was turning, and the person changed into second gear when he'd realised the mistake. After the turning, this learner driver got so upset with himself that he thought he'd failed his test. He judged himself, found himself guilty, and then executed himself by giving up. At the end of the test, he was expecting the examiner to say that he had failed. Unfortunately, he did fail his test, but it was not for what he thought he'd failed on. He'd actually failed his test for speeding. And the reason he failed for speeding was because after that particular mistake, he just gave up and drove without consideration. He just was not paying attention and started to drive over the speed limit. The examiner gave him a minor fault for being in a too high a gear when he was turning, because he'd maintained control of the vehicle. So it's very important, if you do make a mistake, that you continue driving as if nothing has happened. At the end of the driving test, the examiner will decide what is a minor mistake, what is a serious mistake. If you fail the driving test, it's important that you listen to the driving examiner. You listen to the debrief. Although you do get a report sent to your email address, the examiner will usually give you some good advice on how you can improve your driving, which will help you to pass your driving test next time. A lot of learner drivers, when they hear that they failed, they basically shut off and they're not listening to the examiner. Listening to the examiner's advice is very important, as it will help you to pass next time. If the result is positive and you do pass the driving test, the driving examiner will still explain your minor mistakes to you, which will help you drive better, which will help you improve your driving and become a better driver. Just because you've passed your driving test, don't be fooled into thinking that you're a good driver, because it takes months, sometimes years, to become a good driver. Well, I hope you found this video beneficial. If you have, please, as usual, give it a thumbs up, as it helps us to make more videos. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye.